Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. My name is gzduel, and I'm here today to play some Inzektors again. And I'm doing an in-depth analysis because I feel like this is very helpful. It distinguishes me from like other YouTubers because I go into in-depth and I actually pause videos in order to explain things further. So first thing I'm going to explain is something very particular to my Inzektor deck, which is Imperial Iron Wall. I feel like using Imperial Iron Wall in Inzektors is a good investment. Now, at the cost of 2 spaces in your deck, you get something that will help you stall out for the first few turns. It will hurt your opponent a lot if your opponent is, removing cards, and it will hurt you with minimal. Like, I guess the only card it blocks is Dark Arm's effect. So why do you play Imperial Iron Wall? The reason is simple. Sometimes you'll open hands like this. You'll open with like Ladybug, Dark Hole, 2 Call of Haunted, and 1 Threatening Roar. And there's no other Inzektor monsters. There's no Centipede. There's no Ladybug. Sorry, there's no Centipede. There's no Dragonfly. So you can't move the deck all that quickly. So what do? You need to stall. At the same time, your opponent is trying to gather all their pieces. But if their deck is infinitely much faster than yours, if they're playing dragons, they can just banish a couple of dragons, set up their hand, set up their graveyard, set up their field to where they have like, Stardust or something like that. Then you can't really come back from that because Stardust will negate your destruction effect. Their monsters are bigger than yours, so there's no way you can win. Now, for example, if you're playing against your opponent who's playing some spell books, and then they set up their hand, their field and stuff. They have like a spell book of Fate face down, and then even if the next card you draw into, like say you have a hand like this, the next card you draw into is a Dragonfly. That's like the best case scenario. You draw into a Dragonfly, you use Ladybug, all of a sudden you can search your deck with like Centipede and all that stuff. That'd be pretty cool. But if once you summon out Dragonfly, they'll just be like spell book of Fate, remove that, and you'll be pretty sad. So that's why I play Imperial Iron Wall. Right here, as you can see, Imperial Iron Wall is doing in work because my opponent's playing heroes. I didn't know that. I just main Imperial Iron Wall, but it's just randomly that I meet up against a hero player, and heroes, they play Miracle Fusion, 2 of the best cards in the deck, and I am able to block that from being used at any part of the game. Provided that I will still maintain my Imperial Iron Wall on the field. So that's why I play Imperial Iron Wall. It's a very good meta call. It also helps with one of the shortcomings of Inzektors. My opponent summons out Elemental Hero Wildheart. He's going to attack. I think the reason why he did that was pretty safe. I have 1 back row. He wanted to use Elemental Hero Wildheart, test out the waters, do some easy damage in. I finally draw into an Inzektor monster, but it wasn't the one that I was expecting. I drew into Inzektor Hopper. So the reason why I also equipped Inzektor Ladybug was, well, why not? First of all, it adds attack. Second of all, it adds attack. So it makes my 1700 Inzektor Hopper, which would normally get beat down by Neo's Alias, stand up against Neo's Alias. My opponent would have to use other cards, more combinational cards, maybe fuse into a monster in order to actually get rid of this one Inzektor Hopper. Plus, even if like Ladybug gets to the graveyard, it's cool. I'll just equip it. So do more damage as well, and I'm gonna set the Call of the Haunted just in case my Inzektor Hopper dies because I don't have any other Inzektor monsters. I probably have to depend on this Inzektor Hopper. So now my opponent does something which I can't really understand. So he's gonna use Mind Control on my Inzektor Hopper, which I think is kind of a waste because first of all, you can't tribute my Inzektor Hopper, so there's nothing you can do with it. You can't attack with my Inzektor Hopper, so it won't hurt me with it. Third of all, my Inzektor Hopper, when you quit with Ladybug, is level 6, so you can't XYZ with it with your Elemental Hero Heat. And fourth of all, you can't summon anymore. You normal summoned your Elemental Hero Heat, so there's no tuner which you can summon to actually synchro with my Inzektor Hopper. So, there's no way for you to get rid of this Inzektor Hopper, and the best you can do is attack with Hero Heat. Now, I think what my opponent wanted to do at this point was he probably thought Inzektor Hopper was still level 4. Now, in that case, if it was level 4, he could go into an XYZ, Diamond Direwolf, using Diamond Direwolf, destroy the Imperial Iron Wall, and once that happens, he'll have a Fire Monster in the grave, he'll have Wildheart in the grave, he has like Neo's Alias, and he can go off with all of his fusions, he has 3 Miracle Fusions, keep in mind. So normally it would have been a really good hand, but with Imperial Iron Wall, it really blocks what my opponent can and cannot do. So he's just going to attack. Like I said, he can't really do much. And at the end phase, he's just going to give me back my Inzektor Hopper, unfortunately for my opponent. So in my draw phase, I draw into nothing good, and I'm just deciding to press my advantage and just attack my opponent. So it was a good thing that I equipped this Inzektor Ladybug, or else things could have gone terribly wrong. So yeah, I'm just going to maintain field presence, protect this Inzektor Hopper with the best of my ability. ability, my opponent doesn't seem like he can do anything. With me shutting off his fusions with Imperial Iron Wall, all he can do is summon out monsters for me to attack over. Now over here, he summons out Neo's Alias, which is actually kind of disheartening for me. He had one face down card for 3 turns now. 3 turns through 2 attacks with my Inzektor Hopper, plus 1 summon of my Inzektor Hopper. So he didn't use Miracle Fusion in any way. He didn't use his face down card. Sorry, I didn't know it was a Miracle Fusion. So he didn't use his face down card in any way, which made me think maybe it's a conjunctional card. Maybe it's a card like I don't know, Gemini Spark. And if that happens, then I'll be pretty sad, because he could just Gemini Spark my Imperial Iron Wall, and who knows, maybe he'll have Miracle Fusion. So that's why I was scared. Over here, I should have done something different, though. I should have... okay, so what I did was I attacked Neo's Alias, because I was afraid of, attacking into something, and then he's going to activate the... Gemini Spark and stuff like that. But at the same time, you know, his most high priority target is Imperial Iron Wall, not my Inzektors Centipede. I thought, you know, he might be able to use the if this was a Gemini Spark, he probably would use it on the Centipede, because with the Centipede, I am actually able to get out the pieces of my deck, search out everything that I need, because I'll just remove Ladybug, equip it onto Centipede, remove it from Centipede, use Centipede, search for the pieces. So he might just Gemini Spark the Centipede, and then I'll just have to wait like a billion turns for me to draw into the next Centipede. But it didn't seem like that was too bad. If I just had summon out Centipede, it probably would have done more damage. But other than that, it's all good. I'm just going to use it in main phase 2. I'm going to unequip, increase his level, and I'm going to equip using Centipede's effect, and then unequip using Ladybug's effect, raise it to level 5, and then using Centipede's effect, I'm going to search my deck for the Hornet. The reason why I searched for Hornet is I wanted to leave these Inzektor monsters on the field, because I have Threatening Roar to protect them. So my opponent, however, will have none of that, because he's going to summon out Elemental Hero Wildheart and then use Super Polymerization to get Escurido. So I was like, okay, that's fine. If he attacks, I probably won't save this Inzektor Hopper, because who cares? I have Call of the Haunted, bring back, you know, the Inzektors Centipede. I can still go off next turn pretty hard. Okay, and so I didn't want to use Threatening Roar either. I wanted to use it when I actually need it. I draw into Dragonfly, which is pretty good, because I can then use Centipede's effect to search for something better, something that will allow me to get Gigamantis. With Gigamantis, the combo blows up that much more heavily. So I'm going to summon out Dragonfly, equip Gigamantis using Gigamantis' own effect, using Dragonfly's effect, equip Hornet. Hornet's effect, destroy Gigamantis. Now I will use Dragonfly's effect twice, plus Gigamantis' effect on Chainlink 3. Chainlink 3 brings back the Inzektor Hopper from the graveyard, and then the 2 effects of Dragonfly will activate, summoning out the other 2 Centipede from my deck. There's no way that my opponent could do anything, given that he has like a 1 card on his hand and it's a Miracle Fusion. So I'm going to use Giga Brilliant, try to boost the attack of everybody else, and then I'm going to drop the Dragonfly into the graveyard in an attempt to try to do a shenanigans combo. But my opponent just decides to surrender, and I can understand why, because the combo will be too tedious, and you know, it's OTK either way. Why stick around for like 2 minutes to watch this combo anyway? So I hope you guys enjoy this duel. I really wanted to show you guys the combo actually, but you know, it doesn't seem like anyone on Dev Pro has the patience for that. So with that said, I hope you guys enjoy the video. I hope you guys learned something. This is Gary GZ Duels signing out.